Hey boys and girls, Doug Giles here, little Warriors and Wildmen action. This is a Dougcast. Let's talk about biblical badasses, shall we? One of my favorites is Elijah. Check this out, 1 Kings 17. Now Elijah the Tishbite, who is of the settlers of Gilead, said to Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives before whom I stand, surely there shall be neither dew nor rain these years, except by my word." Boom. That's 1 Kings 17, verse 1. Because of the systematic emasculation of the American church, and I'll toss Western Europe into that insult as well, it's been hard to square the words biblical and badass without some hipster Christian spitting out his skinny milk, no foam latte and crying foul. And I mean crying, like as in weeping. The Bible, however, is filled with men and women who are absolutely, in the most holy sense of the word, stonking badasses. Indeed, the Bible is chock full of badasses, but because we've been told to read the scripture through rose-colored Hello Kitty glasses versus just taking these tales straight, as I do my whiskey, we miss the badassedness of Holy Writ's heroes. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you appreciate what these humans did for God and man that required a testicular fortitude that borders on the brink of extinction within our dandy church culture. As you probably gathered from the title of this podcast and the cited scripture that I just went through in 1 Kings chapter 1, Elijah's going to be this Dougcast focus. So let's unpack the first mention of Elijah and see what we can glean from this cat, all right? Y'all ready? The first thing I'd like to point out is that Elijah was a Tishbite. Most Jews and Christians are familiar with Elijah. However, there was a time, thousands of years ago, yes, many, many moons ago, when he confronted wicked rulers that no one knew squat about him. He was a nobody from an obscure tribe. A Tishbite? Who the heck are Tishbites? If you Google Tishbite in the Bible, you're not going to find much. When Elijah launched out, no one knew who he was. They weren't impressed with him, and they did not listen to his rebukes. But you know what? That didn't stop him from stomping some backside. Elijah's a badass in that he didn't need all the crap most Christians think they need before they start kicking ass for the Lord. Check it out. Elijah didn't have a prophetic blog. He didn't graduate with honors from Shlomo's School of the Prophets. He didn't have a Facebook fan page with 30,000 followers cheerleading him on. He wasn't popular on Twitter. They didn't even have Instagram back then. His family wasn't famous, and the tribe he hailed from wasn't totes my goats, but that didn't hold him down because, you see, Elijah wasn't looking to be accepted and earn a living being a professional prophet. Oh no, he was looking to kick some ass. Secondly, Elijah's calling was to confront corrupt leaders. His work was not to start orphanages. He didn't feed the poor. He didn't have a leprosy outreach. He didn't start an effort to save abused camels. He was not a life coach with a Christian flair. He was not a hip and cool prophet. He didn't seek to be positive, a motivational speaker, trying to subtly blend God's message into the corrupt culture by getting a haircut like Ahab, dressing like backslidden Israelites, and going to formal state dinners. Oh no, man. Screw that noise. That was not Elijah. His job? Fillet corrupt leaders who were leading his country astray. So simple. In summation, my dear wannabe badasses, here's the walkaways from today's Bible study regarding Elijah. Number 1, don't bemoan that no one knows you or that you hail from some stupid, goofy place that isn't a wow city. If something needs to be done and you're the one to do it, then pony up and play the man and get it done. What you have in badassery will make up for what you may lack in credentials to the experts who demand such accolades before they show anyone respect. And lastly, number 2, never compare whether or not what you do is legit based upon what others are doing. Elijah's call was not to sing Kumbaya to a bored Christian crowd. His work was to pronounce judgment on Jezebel and her jacked up ilk. If Elijah had done anything else, like dog rescues or marital counseling or hospital visitations, he would have been in direct disobedience to the call of God. No, Elijah's a badass because he stayed focused and did something that all the other prophets were scared to do, namely confront wicked rulers. Would to God we had some Elijahs doing that today, both to the left and to the right, and to the churches, yes, both Catholic and Protestant. I could use one of them, man, right now. Elijah was different to us little Christianettes because he had an attitude, and this attitude was a threat to all that was evil. He was a hazard to cultural constructs that would keep him and those he loved dumb, down, and beholden to shady leaders. Elijah was not a dutiful and domesticated ecclesiastical cow of the politically and culturally correct constructs. Oh, heck no, baby. Elijah was a badass. What about you? Hey, this is Doug Childs. You're listening to a Dougcast on warriorsandwildmen.com.